This presentation offers a review of the article, A Performance-Oriented Approach to E-Learning in the Workplace. The purpose of this study was to identify an approach that would establish a workplace e-learning system that would align individual learning needs and organizational interest, connect learning and workplace performance, and encourage and support social communication between individuals. Knowledge performance indicators. The key performance indicators, or KPIs, have been set up to represent a set of measures focusing on the aspects of organizational and individual performance that are critical for the success of the organization. The KPI framework provides a clear picture for everyone in the organization of what is important and what they need to do and learn. The study. The study was conducted by employees from a particular company who all work or have worked in the testing unit division. There were 20 users in all. They were categorized as employees, training managers, and experts. Half the users started to use a traditional e-learning system, and half started using the e-learning system that was designed using the KPIs, or Knowledge Performance Indicators. At the 2-week mark, participants switched systems with the other group. The study consisted of 3 sections. Section 1 was a pretest of information that was included in the e-learning system. Section 2 was a post-test and evaluation that was taken after using the e-learning system for 4 weeks. And finally, Section 3 consisted of interviewing participants for qualitative feedback. The findings. The study found that the KPI-oriented system was perceived to be significantly more effective in terms of content management and functional support for learning, more helpful for learners to obtain knowledge, and more helpful in enabling learners to integrate learning into practice and transform individual learning into collaborative learning. There were no significant differences between the 2 groups related to pre-test and post-test scores. Employees believe that the availability of abundant learning materials is crucial to an e-learning system, and most felt that the KPI system provided this in a more effective way. They felt that the KPI learning system provided positive facilities for communications, knowledge sharing, and discussion. Training managers' greatest concern was cost. They preferred e-learning over traditional face-to-face methods and gave positive feedback about the KPI-oriented learning system. So what learning theories were included? The 2 theories that the researchers discussed the most are adult learning theory and organizational theory. Based on andragogy, learners were thought to become motivated to use the e-learning system once learning objectives were clearly set. Organizational theory looks at both the ways in which individuals learn and how organizations as a whole can learn. It emphasizes organizational systems, structures, and policies. The researchers do a good job of introducing these theories in the beginning of the report and then tying them back together in the related work section and discussion and conclusion sections. So how do we apply this information? This information is very helpful when thinking of my current job duties. I lead our efforts in developing a framework for our online learning management system. Our system has the capability to do many of the things that were mentioned in this article, like discussion boards, skills gap testing, etc. But we don't have the time or manpower to incorporate them all. I would love to investigate these findings further, possibly search for other related studies. This could all possibly lead to the addition of staff that was dedicated to work on our e-learning system. Were there limitations in this study? The researchers do mention 2 limitations to the study. It was limited mostly based on the sample size, only 20 participants, and the length of time spent during the study, which was only 4 weeks. What could be some possible next steps? I think this study was a start in the right direction. As the researchers indicated, the sample size was quite small and it did not last a long time. I would perhaps like to expand this study to include an organization with similar facilities in various parts of the United States that employed the same types of employees and had identical job positions and qualifications. I would like to compare the performance of those who have the same job title and duties in various locations when some use traditional e-learning systems and others use knowledge performance indicator e-learning systems. I would also be interested in stretching the study out to 1 year and allowing participants to switch to the other format at the 6-month point. Many times, training requirements or renewals are completed in a 12-month cycle. Using this time frame should give a much more detailed look at the user's perceptions. I think this study is a good starting place for research on this performance-oriented workplace e-learning approach. The study did not last a very long time and only included 20 participants. The participants were divided into 3 categories, so if they were divided somewhat equally, that's only 6 or 7 employees from each of the 3 categories. Our e-learning system provides professional development opportunities to more than 1,500 personnel around the state of South Carolina, all from various backgrounds. I think one thing they failed to take into consideration is experience level with technology and computers. I would hypothesize that those employees who are more comfortable with technology might be more apt to taking advantage of directing their own learning more. It has been our experience that users with more experience and a greater comfort level successfully and quickly complete our learning modules.